so that we can be able to understand what it was, other than putting all the blame on only one department.
I agree, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. So first, go and make a call and give us information on that, on recruitment. Yes, he's not here. How will he clarify? Next.
Item 3 on the order paper. Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation on the status of implementation of the assurance to fully operationalize newly created cities.
Honourable members, you recall that yesterday we received a report and extensively debated upon it. However, I did not put a question because everybody was not there. I now put a question that the report on the Standing Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation on the status of implementation and assurance to fully operationalize newly created cities be adopted by this House. Those in favor say on the contrary. The ayes have it.
Item 4 on the order paper. Statement by the Minister on the state of roads and status of road projects in the country.
Right Honourable Speaker, honourable colleagues, our sincere apologies, the Minister of Works is not yet here. Efforts are being made through the Office of the Government Chief Whip to try and get one of the ministers. We pray that, yes, I have actually requested. I have requested. So I request that the matter be stood over until they return.
Order or not?
Madam Speaker, whereas I appreciate the role of the Attorney General in trying to defend his fellow ministers, but this order paper has been there. You gave us room yesterday. You adjourned the House, and the Minister of Works has more than 2 ministers. Sincerely, being lazy to this kind of level is not acceptable. So is the Attorney General and the friend in order to enter appearance here by giving defenses of those who are supposed to carry out their duty, well knowing that we came here for business, and the issues dealing with the roads are growing day by day in this House. Madam Speaker, is he in order? Or we censure him? We can censure you now.
Honourable Sewongo, which role has the Attorney General offended? Which role?
Madam Speaker, the rule he has offended is by not responding to the need of the House. And that alone, role? Because the order I'm raising is on his prayer to defend those who are...
I think you've been missing Attorney General. Express, eh? Yes, Honourable Bahati.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Minister of Works is around Parliament, is about to enter, and I wanted to suggest that in the meantime, we can start the debate. We shall be taking notes here because he's in the parking. He's in the parking, coming in the House.
By the way, the discussion that was supposed to be done was for us to hear from the Minister of Finance. We had discussed the issues of the roads. And the issues of the roads that we discussed about, we did not end because there was an issue of financing. All we needed to find out was from the Minister of Finance, how best can we have these roads worked on. And there are 3 categories of roads. One, the roads that were worked on, that were being worked on by UNRWA. how do we continue with these projects? The second one was the new roads. Should we start new roads when we have not finished the existing roads, and then the district roads? That is basically what was being done. So can we go ahead there's government here, they will take note. It's a collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. I will not keep this item on the order paper every day. Honorable members, you will recall that last week, Wednesday, 30th July 2025, the Minister of Works and Transport presented a statement on the roads and status of roads projects in the country. We deferred the debate to yesterday. He was not here, and now even today he is not here. But the debate was pending the presence of the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Because what the minister was saying here was, I don't have money. There was no money released. And because of that, we needed to hear from the minister. Honorable members, you'll also recall that you heard that His Excellency the President communicated publicly about the matter on the roads, and some of the things that he mentioned are: one, the dangers of excessive reliance on external financing for all the development projects, citing abrupt and disruptive donor decisions that may impede the realization of planned projects. Two, the need for self-reliance in financing development projects. Three, he categorized the projects into three. He said the first one is the very well done new roads such as the Kampala-Entebbe Express Highway, Kampala-Gulu, the oil roads in Bunyoro, and excellent roads in municipalities such as Hoima, Gulu, Masaka, but mentioned but a few. Two, the very important roads that were initially good but have now deteriorated, such as Mitiana Mubende, Chenjojo, Mukono Jinja, Ibanda Mbarara, Mbarara Ishaka. He attributes the deterioration to under-budgeting. The local government roads that have deteriorated because of misuse of the 1.3 billion, which was allocated, and that money was meant to be used for maintenance. The President has directed the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to allocate 3.2 trillion required for these roads alone. The President further undertook to have the following roads worked on. That is Mitiana, Mubende, Chenjojo, Ibanda, Mbarara, Ishaka, Mbarara, Mukono, Logasi, Jinja, Mpondwe, Nebi, Arua, Ntunga, Murukungiri. And His Excellency also indicated that other planned roads will be indicated in the next manifesto. In light of this, I will request the Minister of Works, Transport to come and explain to the members, and then we open the debate. But based on what guidance the President has already given. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, members. I'm happy that the President has communicated on this matter, because we have we had a meeting with the President and the Minister of Finance on the issue of these roads. And he appreciated that while we may not get all the money in one financial year, he directed those very critical roads that they must be maintained in very usable conditions. And he said, we have already started on Mitiana Muvende, so we must finish that road. And also the section between Chegegwa and Chenjojo is terrible. And what we are going to do, as we wait for the funding from the Ministry of Finance, we are moving our unit, which has been working on Jinja Road, to move and do work on Chegegwa Chenjojo to fully rehabilitate that section. We are also already committed China Railway 18, which is going to work on Nebiarua. They've already started forward maintenance, so they are going to start doing the real rehabilitation of Nebiarua. As regards Chikolongo Mpondwe, already there is a contractor working on Chikolongo Mpondwe. They are doing forward maintenance as of now, but after that they will do the full rehabilitation with funds coming in from the Ministry of Finance. We have Ntungamo, Kagamba, Rukunjiri. That road, we want to save it before it deteriorates further, because it has reached the stage where we can save it with a resurface, just like what we did with the Northern Bypass. So that road will also be done. As far as regards Ishaka, Mbarara, and Mbarara Ibanda, we already have a company which is already identified to work on that road. It's called Shadong, high speed. They are going to be working on that, on those two sections of the road. And they are already doing, working with the Ministry of Finance in a pre-financing arrangement. I think they're finalizing the financial terms with the Ministry of Finance, but others they're going to start mobilizing equipment to be on those two sections of the roads. As regards Gulu Atiak Nimule, that one also needs to be attended to, and we are soon going to have a contractor, MTF, on that road to work on Gulu Atiak Nimule. As regards Maraba, Jinja, Kampala, Masaka to Katuna, this is our artery. And we have decided as a ministry that we are going to have two companies fully on those roads so that they address whatever requirements are there. What we have been doing now with our in-house team has been really addressing those bad spots. But as far as Mukono, Rugazi, Jinja, Maraba Road is concerned, that section, there is a company called CRBC that's going to be fully committed on that road. Right now we have Kodrosi, which is doing the bridge on Katonga, and it's going to concentrate on that section. They have already done the estimates from Masaka to Kampala. As they're doing the bridge, they'll also be doing the bad sections. As you will see, they are going to address the Karandazi swamp and also the Rera swamp, which they're working on now. We hope that once we get money, we are going to pay and encourage more of our Baker to speed up on Busonju Kiboga Hoima Road. He's doing a good job, but I think he needs full support of us paying him in time, because this is the local contractor who has actually proved himself that supported he can do work. And he has already proved on the section we are saying between Busonju and Chiboga, but he's supposed to complete up to Hoima, including the bridge at Kafu. We are also rehabilitating bridges like the bridge on Kayunga Road, Seziwa Bridge, which is already being worked on by again a local company called Dynaco, and they are now moving towards doing the remaining stages. They've already done the box culverts to do the refill, take the refill waters, extra waters, but they'll be able to do the bridge. On the other side of Katonga, which we call the northern side of Katonga, from Kabulasoke, there is another company called Rodo, the local contractor, is also doing that bridge. So these are the efforts which I can talk about.
Thank
We have images of road, and even the Minister
Thank you.
of Water can confirm.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, as we construct these roads, I am happy that you're talking about the construction of the new roads. Can we make sure that the lifespan of these roads is a little longer than, because now most of the roads that we have a shorter lifespan, and yet by the time we rehabilitate this road, we are still paying the loan which we borrowed for making the road. And then the other thing, as you agree with the Minister of Finance to ensure that you have the money to be paid, can we look at companies that have arrears with you to avoid litigation and then payment with the interests? Because you find the interest that you will pay for these people become even too much. We appreciate we don't have money, Honorable Minister, but originally we had offices, UNRWA offices in different regions. Can you activate those regions, those regional offices, to be able to work on the roads as soon as there's an issue on a road?
Right, Honorable Speaker. On the issue of stations, we have 23 active stations, and these stations have equipment. What actually delayed their being active was because of the process we were going through in absorbing the UNRWA staff. That process is more or less complete now with the public service. So we have the station managers. The station managers are sub-accounting officers. We send their money on the stations, and they're supposed to address mainly those station managers, the national roads.
Maybe before I give the members to raise their issues, one on the issue, somebody raised the issue, France had raised the issue of Hoima Road, much as the works are ongoing. But like I said the other time, the dust is too much. You cannot even be able to see the next person.
Okay.
We may not have the money now, but can the contractor continue watering and ensuring that there is not that dust on the road?
Yes, right, Honorable Speaker, you're right. When a contractor is working on the road, it's mandatory of that contractor to water wherever. This has happened also. I've also received complaints on Mitiana Mobende Road around where the contractor is working now, that the dust is too much. So I've already told my project supervising team to ensure that the contractors water, because it's mandatory of them to do that. So this, as I was saying, right, Honorable Speaker, the stations are now active. They may not have started. Please. The stations are active. I can even tell you the names of the station managers in all the stations. Because
can we leave the minister finish? We've been waiting for the minister.
I've told you that it took time for the station managers to be in station because they had to get authority to become accounting officers, sub-accounting officers. So when we give them the money, they must present a work plan. They have the money. They have the money. Please listen. They have the money, but what had delayed was them being authorized to spend the money, because they have to be given the authority by the PS and the Minister of Finance.
Honorable members.
Once they get that authority, they spend the money. The stations do two things. Let me explain. The stations do two things. One, they supervise what we call framework contracts. They are works which may be too big for the station to handle. So we engage contractors in what we call a framework contract. So they go on those roads and do the framework. For example, we recently received the problem between Kotido and Kabong. And my station manager in
sent it to
Moroto,
you.
yes, courtesy of the speaker, and my station manager in Moroto has already sent a framework contractor to handle the Kotido Kabong section. The Kotido station is going to handle the section between Kotido and Moroto. My station in Moroto, on force account, they are going to handle between Moroto and Lopei.
Thank
So
you.
these stations are active. The station in Soroti and Olupot has been handling the works between Soroti, Katakwi, and the other areas. So if your station has not been active, if your station has not yet been active, yeah.
Honorable Minister, can we hear from the Minister? Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister of Works, I can confirm the stations are working. Mine in Mbale is working. Mine in Mbale is working. And maybe you just need to check with your stations. Honorable Minister, Honorable members,
Right
can you sit? Sit. Can you sit? You sit. Honorable Minister, we will also want you to address us on the issue of the 1.3 that goes to the districts, whether you've given the districts guidelines on what should be done.
Right, Honorable Speaker, let me clarify. The districts under the road fund, and I wanted this to be clear, the road fund was not removed. The fund was not removed. What was done was to change the management of the fund. We are still sending the money, which is through that fund, straight to the districts. The 1 billion is sent directly from the Minister of Finance to the district. Please, the money is sent directly from the Minister of Finance to the district.
That's
the
true.
1 billion.
That's true.
So when we talk of the 1.3, we think on average, that's what the districts get in a year, 1.3 billion. What the billion from the Minister of Finance and what we send from the road fund. Now the management of that fund is under the District Road Committee, on which members of Parliament are members. So the management of that fund is actually, if I could appeal, that members of Parliament, you help us to follow the management of that fund.
Thank you. Thank you. And they are doing that under their oversight role.
Exactly.
If you don't do that, then the problem comes back to you as members of Parliament. Lucy?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I seek clarification from the Honourable Minister, and thanks for your report. You beautifully said, mentioned the roads and the contractors that have been awarded. Unfortunately, for Atiak Nimule, Gulu Atiak Nimule, which is now a death trap, and it is a very, very bad road now, I've not had any commitment in terms of the contractor who is going to go there. Secondly, Honorable Minister, I mentioned to you the other time about our bad road from Away to Rhino Camp. This was a road that was managed under then UNRA, now Ministry of Works, and it was under Foster account, the section from Away to the town council where the district headquarters is. I can tell you that even as the station manager is doing his best.
You need to be brief. Everybody wants to speak.
I'm just concluding.
Yes.
Yes, I conclude. But, Honorable Minister, the station offices don't have the funds to actually put gravel. They are just digging, and every time it rains, it gets worse. Vehicles get locked up, and it is a big problem. So you
Thank
need
you.
to take care of
Thank
this.
you.
Thank you.
Honourable members, so that you don't repeat the same thing, can we first hear from finance on how much they have released and how they are handling this? Let's first hear from finance so that you don't, because the money could have just gone maybe this week and you're expecting something to have been done before. So, Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, before I inform the House about the releases, I want to share the same concerns about the state of our roads, because recently while I was campaigning in Uganda, I drove on a 27-kilometer road, the Ruhija-Butogota road. 27 kilometers took me 1 hour and a half to get to where I was going. So I had to apologize on behalf of government that we shall look for the money to do the road, because the road condition was bad. Madam Speaker, now I come to the money. In this financial year, our budget for our allocation for road interventions is approximately 3.1 trillion, out of which 1.14 trillion has been released for this quarter one. And out of this release, only only 123.7 billion is already available to Ministry of Works for spending. The rest, we await Ministry of Works to request for it from us for spending. Madam Speaker, as you may note from the directives from the President and a number of meetings we have held with the Ministry of Works and Transport, because we work closely, this budget is inadequate to meet the demand in both rehabilitation and construction of the new roads. What is the commitment? As the Minister of Works has stated, we have decided to continue working together in terms of with the Ministry of Works, in terms of looking for the money and also pushing for the works which are ongoing. Madam Speaker, since I have got a chance to be on this microphone, let me also state that I am happy with the work being done on Masaka Road compared to the previous 4 or 5 months. Now we see Katonga moving, we see the swamps has been talking about moving. I also move on Mubende Road. I am now a little bit happy that work has also started moving, and also on other roads. Therefore, what do we ask for, Right Honourable Speaker, is that we take a commitment that finance and works will continue working together. We at finance will continue looking for the money in the current constrained circumstances, and also the works, to facilitate the Ministry of Works, continue pushing the work so that our road status is recovered and maintained to where it was at least 3 years ago. Also, lastly, at least now, I can confirm that the station manager for UNRWA, now Ministry of Works, is now available on phone and working. And also at the station, we are able to speak to her, and she tells us the action plans she has.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, I want whoever is turning to speak about the road, I want you to look at NDP 4 from page 350 and to page 354. It is in that page that you are able to understand which ones are ongoing roads and which ones are planned roads, so that we don't look funny. We don't look funny when we are talking about what is already in the NDP 4. Just tell me what is the number of your road on the NDP 4. Tell me. All of you sit. You all sit. I gave you people NDP 4, and I've also told you the schedule where those roads are. So talk about the road and then the number, so that we discuss it. Yes. What is it? Okay, let me start with the joke. You have there's a procedural matter here.
Thank you very much.
I am very serious about NDP 4.
Thank you very much.
Raise the roads. If the road is in the plan, that road has 5 years to be completed.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, thank you for directing us to take us to NDP 4. But at the stage where we are, Right Honourable Speaker, the stage where we are, we had a minister the other week who came and alarmed the nation, and he said, I have these roads, they will not be worked on because there is no money. Right Honourable Speaker, the public heard that, and the roads were mentioned here. Right Honourable Speaker, the President responded by saying, put all the money on roads. At this stage, Right Honourable Speaker, what we want to hear from both the ministers after the presidential directive, I want to hear the Minister of Finance that after that we prioritized this amount of money to go to roads. Madam Speaker, we should stop speaking in tongues at this level. The Minister of Finance came here, is just talking about regional and how his road, we need to know, Honorable Musasizi, how much money was prioritized after the presidential directive. We want to know which roads were given priority for that money.
Can I
Minister of Works, Madam Speaker, the minister should stand on his feet. Honorable General Katumba Wamala.
Honorable Samba, you don't have to shout. You're using a microphone. Everybody is listening to you talking. It is not shouting that stresses a point. Honorable members, the President raised a number of issues. He says the danger of excessive reliance on external financing for development projects, citing abrupt and disruptive donor decisions, that may impede the realization of planned projects. When we overdepend on these monies for making the roads, when somebody cuts off the donation of the funding, we get problems. However, he says there is need for us to be self-reliant, for us to be able to finance. That's why you find some of these roads are funded by Uganda, our own funding. But then he categorizes the roads, and he says, the very well done new roads, and he talks about them. Then he says, the very important roads that were initially good but have now deteriorated, such as Mityana Mubende, Chenjojo, Mukono Jinja, Ibanda Mbarara, Mbarara Ishaka. He attributes those deteriorations to under budgeting. And that's why I was saying that you give a lower lifespan because of the low amount of money, other than giving a higher lifespan by giving enough money for those roads to be worked on. But however, they said this money should be given to complete the most important roads, which are mentioned. And the roads are there, which the minister has talked about. And the president further undertook to have the following roads worked on. Mityana, Mubende, Chenjojo. I know you're very interested in the Mubende road. Ibanda, Mbarara. Ishaka, Mbarara. Mukono, Lugasi, Jinja. Kikorogo, Mpondwe. Nebi, Arua. Ntungamo, Rukongiri. There are a number of them. And that's why I was referring you to the NDP for. And I'm happy there's only one person here, Honorable Masaba. Honorable Masaba, next is to you, because you're going to talk with authority. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm interested in knowing the progress of the upgrade of the Soroti, the Tororo Mbale Soroti, 150 kilometers road, because it was planned to have started the rehabilitation of that project. But as I speak, there is nothing that shows that there is any work that is to be done on this project. Then the other one is the Mbale Kokonjeru, Wanale Road, that is about 21 kilometers. And then lastly, I'm interested in knowing how you're spending the money on the Rural Bridge Infrastructure Development Project, because we've not been receiving proper accountability, and we expected that this probably comes and helps most of our bridges and roads in our districts and cities. I would like to get those details as well. Thank you very much.
Honourable Minister, first answer what Lucy and what they have asked, then we bring another, so that we don't get confused. Lopi will come last on the Bududa Road.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. The 28-kilometer circular road of Bududa was identified in NDP 3 and NDP 4 for tarmacking. But as we wait for the tarmacking, we are putting a contractor on that road for maintenance. That road is supposed also to be done by Abubakar as the contractor on tarmac. But as we wait for that, it will be done, it will be maintained. I can even share with you the number of my station manager of Mbale, called Idina, and you can call her and she'll tell you who the contractor is on that road.
Honourable Minister, you're talking about the Bududa?
The Budunda
circular road. That was.
He's got.
Oh, yours is in Kokonjeru. The Kokonjeru. That road we are using our team from the training center, which you know, Meltec. We want to do a cobblestone project on that road. Because of the nature of that road, doing tarmac, it will be washed away very readily. So our team in Meltec, which is our training center, has already done studies on how to do cobblestone, and we intend to do that road with the cobblestone technology. We are going to do that road with the cobbled. You wait when we start. And then
Thank
the
you.
Aware Road, Attack Nimule, there's a company called MTF, which will go on that road. The road from Attack, of course, you know that Attack to Raropi is already done. Raropi Afoji, we are in procurement stage for Raropi Afoji.
Thank you.
Tororo Mbale, that road is under the what we call the Northern Road, NERAP, the Northern Road Rehabilitation Project. It's being done by Motenjir under the World Bank. They have so far done all the way from Kamdini, and they have crossed into Soroti now, and they're coming towards Tororo. We had the challenge when there was a threat to stop the project, but then it was the World Bank, when they came and made an appreciation of what had been done, they decided to finish the project. It's ending in Tororo.
Thank you. Ojok, you're all going to speak.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As regards to your question on the NDP4, Gulu, Lalogi, Upit, Moroto Road is number 257. But Madam Speaker, that is scheduled to start in 2029. But as we speak now, that road is in deplorable state. That bridge will soon be washed away, the bridge that connects Odek to Awera. What can the minister do in the meantime? Because you cannot wait for 4 years for maintenance. Secondly, on the issue of force account, the biggest challenge has been budget cuts. There's a road that leaves Konaminja that goes to Chuero, Ketgum Road. It's been planned for the last 5 years, but budget cuts are becoming a problem. Just last financial year, they cut 75% of the budget. That is according to the station manager there. So I request that the Minister of Finance really avails the funds to help us maintain these roads. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you. Jen. Honorable Kia. Joan.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to appreciate the government for the effort they've made in the road sector. The new districts have received equipment, but it's incomplete. And therefore, we have to seek from the region. The region for northern Uganda is in Gulu. West Nile is very far from Gulu. I would like to implore the minister to have a special consideration for West Nile. Can we have equipment there? West Nile, Right Honorable Speaker, should actually be a region of its own. We, the people of West Nile, love the people of Gulu and Lango, but we don't want to be always bundled up. Please have consideration for the people of West Nile. Number two, there's a road which His Excellency, I'm in copy of a written directive to your ministry, directing for not tarmacking, but high-grade maram from Pakwach, Rhino Camp, up to Difule. Up to now, from 2023, 2024, we are now in we're almost reaching 2026. Please, high-grade maram, as we wait for tarmac. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, West Nile is very far from Gulu. Please handle that issue of West Nile. Have the equipments in West Nile.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I totally appreciate the challenge of these regional workshops. I did report on this floor that we have already come up with a new list of equipment where cities, municipalities, and these big regions are going to be addressed. The President has directed that we use the same method of procurement like what we used for the 1,151 equipment which we distributed, and we already in talks with the Minister of Finance, and I know that there is also a delegation going to Japan soon, and one of the things we are going to discuss is the issue of those equipment. So hopefully with financing and also the financing arrangements being agreed on between the two governments, we should be able to get those equipment, and then we shall decentralize these regions. For example, you find, as you said, Gulu takes care of Karamoja all the way up to Kabong, and you can imagine Gulu handling Karamoja and then also handling West Nile up to Koboko. It's really overstretched. So we hope that once this procurement is through, we shall decentralize and create mini centers in these regions.
Thank you.
As regards to the Pakwach, really Rhino Camp Road, this road is going to be done because there is even a lot of pressure from the Ministry of Tourism because they are going to relocate rhinos into Rhino Camp. So we are working with the Ministry of Tourism to ensure that this road is done.
Hassan.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker.
West Nile, I thought John had spoken about West Nile. Hassan.
Right Honourable Speaker, the funding of these projects, especially construction of roads, is done by external funding. And as a Committee on National Economy, we process these loans, and this Parliament approves loans for these projects. Honourable Speaker, where we are now, the Minister of Finance telling us that there is stoppage of funding. Could it be that our government broke some of the rules or the conditions in the financing agreement? Because I remember one of the issues was with UNRWA, when it was very categorical that the implementing agents during the process of this particular loan was supposed to be UNRWA. Now we went on with rationalization and the UNRWA was taken under the Ministry of Works. Could it be that external funding is being cut because we are breaking the terms and conditions that we are set up in the financing agreement? Maybe the Minister of Finance and Works can clarify on that. Thank you.
Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, let me put that one very clear. On the issue of the foreign funded project, yes, it was a precondition when we were rationalizing and when we went into discussions with the funders, World Bank, African Development Bank, and Islamic Development Bank. One of the conditions they gave us is that the project implementation units must be retained. And we have retained all the project implementation units on all the projects. That is Busega Mpiji. The full project unit is there. Kampala-Jinja Expressway, the full project unit is there. And any other project, Koboko-Yumbe Moyo, the project unit is there. We have not stopped any project implementation unit or changed these people because that was a precondition of the... There are other issues regarding delays in disbursements, but it's not about the rationalization.
Thank you. Alan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Madam Speaker, in NDP 4, number 181, that is Butalangu Ngoma, of 54 kilometers. We need a commitment from the Minister. And number 23, Matuga Kapeka Road of 42 kilometers. When you check in the NDP4, they are categorizing it as ongoing. But when you go on the site, that road, they are constructing at a very low speed. And lastly,
You say they are constructing at a low speed. It is at a low speed. That means it is ongoing. It is just a matter of English.
Madam Speaker, let me finish with Luwero Choko Butalango of 29 kilometers, which is under Dot Services Limited. That road was supposed to be completed in June of this year. But as of now, they requested more days, over 100 days, and they are supposed to complete it in September. But the speed, at the rate at which they are constructing, Madam Speaker, we are worried whether this road will be completed in time, because people of Luwero, Choko, Butalanga are very eager for this road to be used from Ngoma, Butalangu, Chiwoko, up to Luwero, which connects that road, and it's a very strategic road. We need an update and a commitment from the minister. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, take notes, then you answer all of them at a go. Yes. Lawyer.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, mine is a little bit outside the NDP 4. When UNRWA was rationalized, there were liabilities that were transferred to Ministry of Works, including pending compensation. On the road from Gulu to Oluyo, which was 66 kilometers, 80 people have not been compensated since. I would like to seek clarification on that matter. Right Honourable Speaker, whenever the minister is speaking about roads, I get worried if he makes no comment on our progress on railways. Because one of the ways our roads can stay for some time is to try to offload the road from heavy equipments and things like cement from the main roads to the railroads. Could the minister also brief us on the progress so far made on the rail transport? I thank you.
Margaret.
Clarification. Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to ask the Minister for Works on what is happening. Kidgum to Kidepo Tourism Road was in the budget in 2017, from 2017. Last year, it was clearly spelled that we are going to have the tarmac road from Konalao to Kidepo. Up to now, the persons affected by the project have not been compensated. We are not seeing any development. And even yesterday, Madam Speaker, the tourists are stuck. From yesterday, they have not yet gotten out from where they are stuck.
Thank you.
What is going to happen to the people of Kitgum, to Karenga, more so the tourists? Thank you.
And the loan was approved by this House for that round. Honourable Pendusi.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, on 27th of November 2019, the Honourable Minister came to Gulu to commission roads that were funded by JICA. And at that event, he made a statement, a public statement, committing that the road from Gulu, Lamu, Kitgum would be tarmacked. The people of northern Uganda have waited for that road in vain. Fortunately, it's part of what, again, last year, he issued a statement in this House that government was already in final stages of designing. So it would be good, Right Honourable Speaker, for the Honourable Minister to please clarify. Secondly, he also directed the Honourable Musa Ichwero last year to go and look at the status of the road from Bank of Uganda through Custom Corner to Juba Road. That has cost many lives. It would also be good for him to clearly help us understand how far he has gone with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. Linda.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My point of concern is about the roads that were started by former UNRWA before
it became Ministry of Works, and up to now have never been completed. We have Bukuku, Rubona Road. There are 5 major bridges that are being constructed, and up to now, the contractor stopped working. This road is in a sorry state, and when we talk to the regional engineer, Madam Speaker, he says that they've only provided funds for light grading. This road is under the foot of Mount Rwenzori, where the soils are loam, very soft, and in our region, in these coming 3 months, we are going to experience very heavy rainfall, meaning that people are not going to be able to transport their merchandise to the market, people going to the hospital, and also the children going to school. We have Kagote Saka Road, we have Fort Poto Kijura Road. All these roads are impassable, Madam Speaker, and we need to get funds so that they can be worked on. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Colleagues, I think I want to thank the Minister. For the first time, he was very frank to this House, because he has been keeping quiet. And when I was telling him that you are taking a big elephant, he didn't know that he would go in this. This time he was very frank to say there is no money. Last financial year you missed 1 trillion. This time you have another trillion missing. So how do you expect the roads to be worked on? 2, we have 23 stations. All stations have old equipment. He hasn't said it. They have no equipment. Most of them, the stations, want to borrow from the station, from the districts, who have slightly newer machines. And I think it's high time, General Katumba, you told this House that we need to buy equipment for your stations. Because if they have the equipment, they will be able to come in. For example, most of the contractors have refused to work despite you giving them call of orders because they have so much money outstanding. 2, this issue of the managers, they are not active. I want to be open to you, General Katumba. You have taken so long to formalize the working so that they can get money for fuel. They don't have money for fuel. The money is on the account, but they can't access it. And I want to tell General Katumba that the sector you are holding is so crucial. I told you people here that if you have your children, you want to take them to school. If they can't go to government school, they can go to private. If my mother can't go to an official hospital, they can go to private. But how about the roads? It's the mandate of government to have roads done. And the area we become, like in 2021, 2001, when we gave them a trillion, that's what we begin with. 2, 3, sorry. 4, Minister of Finance, I think you better stop being armchair people. Get out of your offices and move in the country. The roads are so important that you don't need to spare any time to give them the money. True. I feel that it's high time this parliament recognizes that the roads are key in the development. Lastly, General Katumba and Madam Speaker, when you talk of these roads, you are talking of Ibanda, Tumbarara, Ishaka, Tumbarara, Ntungama, Tumbarara. Why don't you talk of Isinjiro? Where you get your matoki?
Honorable Nathan, you said these people of finance should get out of their offices. Do they sleep in the offices?
No, what I'm saying, for example, they wrote the budget.
I thought they use the same roads to go wherever they go.
No, they don't. Most of them are staying in Kampala here. They wrote the budget
Honorable
on 14th.
Musasisi is all the way from
And he told you for the first time where we moved.
And he knows the state of the
sure
roads.
If most of the people moved around to see where they put the money, we passed the budget in May, sorry.
Honorable members, I want to urge all of you in your oversight role to ensure that you monitor these roads. See what is happening on the roads and report back.
I thank you for that, Honorable Speaker.
We cannot leave that to only finance. Let it be our responsibility for all of us. Yes, Stella?
Thank
then
you,
Masindi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank government for its efforts put in maintenance and construction of roads. However, we still have a lot of challenges. I want to bring to the attention of the Minister that we have Moroto-Lokutonyala Road that is on construction now and almost getting to completion, but we have the majority of the PAPs not compensated. Honorable Minister, I want to know when you're going to complete compensation of those PAPs before the road is complete.
Thank you.
And then you talked about Moroto-Lopei Road and then Kotido-Karenga Road. Honorable Minister, we have a tarmac road that has not taken more than 15 years. And from Moroto-Kotido Junction up to Moroto Town, that is on Moroto-Soroti Road, we have a stretch that the tarmac has deteriorated too much to the extent that we even don't have potholes on the road, but we have water ponds on the road. What are you thinking about repairing that part? And then we have Moroto-Lokiriama Road, Lokiriama in Kenya. That road has totally degenerated and is the road under Ministry of Works. What are you thinking about maintenance of that Maram Road? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, why you get some of these things, deterioration of the road and maybe the potholes and whichever, it's good to work on them for it not to worsen before they worsen, because we all appreciate we have money problem, but we could actually work on such things. Masindi?
Thanks so much, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Minister, for the report. I wish to thank you and your team that worked on the Kampala-Gulu Road, especially on those potholes that were making a number of accidents, especially the head-on collisions. That was very proactive. Secondly, as we wait for the oil, the first oil, as you know, I come from the oil region. I thank, of course, the government for the good roads. I think Bunyoro is one of the sub-regions that has the best roads because of the oil and gas. But there's this road of Biso, Masindi-Biso Road. I see a number of trucks heavy loaded with oil-related products suffering going to Bulisa because it is shorter to pass through Masindi than Hoima. So can we know the update of that road as we wait for the first oil? Thanks so much.
Azar?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Credit must be given where it is due. Thank you very much, government. Thank you very much, Minister of Works. Our road from Koboko, Yumbe, Moyo is being worked upon, and the progress is moving on very well. It's moving on very well. However, Madam Speaker, I'm happy the Minister of Internal Affairs is here. There's a roadblock. There's obstruction. There's that old colonial dilapidated police barracks which has impeded the progress of the road around Moyo Town Council. And this involves Minister of Finance, Minister of Works, as well as Minister of